Here I am, so it was written in the master plan. But did I wait forever and a day just to scrapple of work, rest and play every day? To catch a moment in time in the form of a rhyme. To paint a picture in bed of me lying in bed when that little voice inside my head said that we're better off dead. I went skydiving instead. You best be reckoned like Ted, cause living out is living out. If you're catching a whiff, I'm set adrift. So you can call me a dreamer. Detective makes a riff for a small misdemeanor. I take a walk in the park, I'll be the one to bark. It makes a plant to feed, it makes a plant to me. Stop looking at your feet, cause lyrically I put your anal sphincter in plates.
We slip hits between the shits like as if the Isleys were Brits.
Turning up the heat, speaking on beats, making Osni Mubarak press repeat oftenly. I went insane and danced on the ceiling, and now I did it, and I don't know why it took so long.
I waited so long to get this feeling, and now I have it, and it don't mean nothing without you.
I'm hell-bent on time well spent. It's the only way to be living, it's apparent. Genetically, you could consider me one of your parents, like those Asiatic hominids discovered the barrens. In the middle of it, we get the riddle of it. We make moves after dark, we hard to find like Fergal Sharkey. Don't pull up the blinds, we see through the ceiling, we check the meaning. But enough is never enough, so I send a shout out to anyone whose job is to fluff. I look rough when I grimace, inventing volcano palmer, scientifically scheming. I take a walk in the park, I'll be the one to buy. It takes a plant to feed, it makes a plant of me. Catch a moment in time in the form of a rhyme when that little voice inside my head said, I went insane and danced on the ceiling, and now I did it, and I don't know why it took so long.
I waited so long to get this feeling, and now I have it, and it don't mean nothing without you.
I went insane and danced on the ceiling, and now I did it, and I don't know why it took so long.
I waited so long to get this feeling, and now I have it, and it don't mean nothing without you.
Nu hoef je nooit je jas meer aan te trekken en te hopen dat je lichten doet. Laat buiten de stormwind nu maar razen in het donker, want binnen is het warm en licht en goed. Hand in hand naar buiten kijken waar de regen valt. Ik zie het vuur van hoop en twijfel in je ogen. En ik ken je diepste angst. Want je kunt niet zeker weten en alles gaat voorbij. Maar ik geloof, ik geloof, ik geloof, ik geloof, ik geloof in jou en mij. En als je 's morgens opstaat ben ik bij je. En misschien heb ik al tegenzet. En als de zon schijnt buiten gaan we lopen door de duinen. En als het regent gaan we terug in bed. Uren langzaam wakker worden, zweven door de tijd. Ik zie het licht door de gordijnen en ik weet, het verleden geeft geen zekerheid. Want je kunt niet zeker weten en alles gaat voorbij. Maar ik geloof, ik geloof, ik geloof, ik geloof, ik geloof in jou en mij. Ik geloof, ik geloof, ik geloof, ik geloof, ik geloof in jou en mij. Ik doe de lichten uit en de kamer wordt nu donker. Een straatlantaarn buiten geeft wat licht. En de dingen in de kamer worden vrienden die gaan slapen. De stoelen staan te wachten op het ontbijt. En morgen word ik wakker met de geur van brood en honing. De glans van het gouden zonlicht in jouw haar. En de dingen in de kamer, ik zeg ze wel te rusten. Vanavond gaan we slapen en morgen zien we wel. Maar de dingen in de kamer zouden levenloze dingen zijn zonder jou. En je kunt niet zeker weten, want alles gaat voorbij. Maar ik geloof, ik geloof, ik geloof, ik geloof, ik geloof in jou en mij. Ik geloof, ik geloof, ik geloof, ik geloof, ik geloof in jou en mij. En je kunt niet zeker weten, want alles gaat voorbij.
Soho where you drink champagne and it tastes like Coca-Cola, C-O-L-A, cola. She walked up to me and she asked me to dance. I asked her her name and in a dark brown voice she said Lola, L-O-L-A, Lola, la 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 Lola. Well, I'm not the world's most physical guy, but when she squeezed me tight she nearly broke my spine. Oh my Lola, la 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 Lola. Well, I'm not dumb, but I can't understand why she walked like a woman but talked like a man. Oh my Lola, la 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 Lola, la 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 Lola. Well, we drank champagne and danced all night under electric candlelight. She picked me up beside the Albany, said, "Little boy, won't you come on with me?" Well, I'm not the world's most passionate guy, but when I looked in her eyes, well, I almost fell for my Lola. La 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 la, la 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 la. That's the way that I wanted to stay, and I always wanted to be that way for my Lola. La 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 la. Girls will be boys and boys will be girls. It's a mixed up, muddled up, shook up world. It's a Lola. La 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 la. Well, I left home just a week before, and I'd never ever kissed a woman before. But Lola smiled, took me by the hand, said, "I'm gonna make you a man." Well, I'm not the world's most masculine man, but I know what I am and I'm glad I'm a man. So it's Lola, 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 Lola,
Ik weet niet wat jou zover heeft gebracht. Als ik jou zie, 's'avonds bij het park. De autolichten beschijnen je lichaam. Zonder ogen, zonder herinnering. Ik neem aan dat je nooit liefde hebt gehad. Ook niet toen dat zo belangrijk voor je was. De woorden die bij jou horen zijn goedkoper dan ik dacht. In 1 seconde ging het regenen vannacht. Ga die wereld uit, eens als hij naar huis rijdt. Ga je wereld uit, 1 seconde en rij snel door die wereld uit. Ga je wereld uit, 1 seconde en kijk goed rond in ons paradijs. En vraag niet naar de weg, want iedereen is de weg kwijt. En alles blijft bij het oude als hij weer naar huis rijdt. Ga je wereld uit, 1 seconde en rij snel door die wereld uit. Ga je wereld uit, 1 seconde en kijk goed rond in ons paradijs. En vraag niet naar de weg, want iedereen is de weg kwijt.
Come waste your millions here. Secretly she sneers. Another corporate show. A guilty conscience grows. I'll feel a guilty conscience grows. I'll feel guilty conscience grows. She burns like the sun.
you and kill you instead. Diane, 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 Diane. I hear there's a party at Lake Cove. It'd be so much easier if I drove. We could check it out, we could go and see. Come on, take a ride with me. Diane, 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 Diane. Lay down together for a while. I put all your clothes in a nice, neat little pile. You're the cutest girl I've ever seen in my life. But it's over now with my name. Diane, 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 Diane,
They say Taylor was a good girl, never want to be late, complain, express ideas in her brain. Working on the night shift, passing out the tickets, you're gonna have to pay her if you wanna park here. Well, mommy's little dancer is quite a little secret, walking on the streets now, never gonna keep it. Quite an imposition, and now she's only wishing that she would have listened to the words they said. Poor Taylor, she just wanders around, unaffected by the winter winds, yeah. And she'll pretend that, well, she's somewhere else, so far and clear, about 2,000 miles from here. Well, Peter Patrick, Peter Patter's on the window, but sunny silhouette won't let him in. And poor old Pete's got nothing 'cause he's been falling, and somehow Sonny knows just where he's been. He thinks of singing all Sunday, gonna save his soul. Now that Saturday's gone, Sometimes he thinks that he's on his way, but I can see that his brake lights are on, and he just wanders around, unaffected by the winter wind, yeah. And he'll pretend that, well, he's somewhere else, so far and clear, about 2,000 miles from here. Such a tough enchilada, fill up one night, giving what you gotta give to get a dollar bill. Used to be a limber chick, and times have been a tick, and now she's finger licking to the man with the money in his pocket, flying in his rocket, only stopping by on his way to a better world. If Taylor finds a better world, then Taylor's gonna run away.
Stony and grey is the whole, and long are the days in the mold. Where God is a wound, God is a wound to look upon legions and hearts. The seas have been torn, and buildings remain where they fall. In our soul dark mass of infidel, long is the howl at the end, the cry from the tail echoing, and fuels reverberate, and fuels reverberate, and carry on. Legions and hearts, the seas have been torn, and buildings remain where they fall. In our solemnly war, through legions and hosts. If you don't learn to leave this thing alone, you'll never get to see the sun again. You won't come out on top. The seed is sown. The seed is sown.
She was more like a beauty queen from a movie screen. I said, don't mind, but what do you mean? I am the one who would dance on the floor and around. She said, I am the one who would dance on the floor and around. She said her name was Billie Jean, and she caused a scene. Then all her heads turned with eyes that dreamed of being the one who would dance on the floor and around. People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. Mama always told me, be careful who you love. Be careful what you do before the lie becomes the truth. Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who says that I am the one, but the kid is not my son. She says I am the one, but the kid is not my son. For 40 days and 40 nights, the law was on her side. Who can stand when she's in demand? Her schemes and her plans. 'Cause we danced on the floor and around. So take my strong advice. Remember to always think twice. Do think twice. She told my baby that we danced till 3, and she looked at me. She showed a photo. My baby cried. His eyes were like mine. 'Cause we danced on the floor and around. People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. Then she stood right by me, the smell of sweet perfume. This happened much too soon. She called me to a room. Hey, Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who says that I am the one, but the kid is not my son. She says I am the one, but the kid is not my son. So take my strong advice and remember to always think twice. Do think twice.
Survival, the seas of life divide. It might seem to appear that I am dead already. I left it on the ground at your feet. Yes, Christopher. Christopher. Why won't you just fall in love with me, Christopher? you by my side, the instinct is alive. It might seem to appear that I am dead already. I left it all at your feet on the ground before I died. Yes, Christopher.
Thank you.